As you can see, this is another one of those complex issues, and we all need to tackle it. It's also one of the reasons I got involved in running for office. As you can tell, I have the scientist background, so from that perspective, grew up in a family of scientists where there's absolutely no way we didn't understand that climate change was a problem when I was probably before age 10. And I'm 46 and a half, so do the math. And I think since back then I've been telling people about the importance of doing something about this, and nobody's doing anything. So I finally decided about 15 years ago to start trying to do some things myself. And it's hard to do, but I got involved in various things. A lot of what I do in the security environment is actually dealing with resilience, which is the DC jargon word over the last decade for, especially in places like FEMA, for how do you prevent bad things from happening, and then when bad things do happen, how do you survive them, come back, so to speak. Although I remind people, Humpty Dumpty never gets put back together again perfectly. There's always a bandage or surgery or something. So people survive things, but they don't go back to something. And communities don't survive things, they have to move forward. See New Orleans in the 2000s, and still today. So from a resilience perspective, climate change is probably the #1 resilience challenge we have as a country and as a planet, and that's why I get into this. It's no way as a resilience person that we can avoid climate change. I also come at it from the scientist side. I'll just leave it with a few specific things. One, in addition to that, is a marketing and messaging person for many decades in business and in dealing with public sector people as well. I'm often helping people think through the messaging, strategic communications and jargon, but messaging. How do you communicate the importance of changing behaviors? And people often forget that smoking, ceased, at least, although it's coming back unfortunately, but smoking seemed to have ceased for a while because people's children and grandchildren were marketed into talking their grandparents into stopping, not because there were laws passed. And we need the same thing with climate change. We need to talk people into the idea that cars are not what you want to use every day. Use mass transit. We need a better mass transit system. I actually ride the trolley and bus here almost every day. So those are the types of things we need to do. Thank you.